Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you're doing really well. It's getting hot outside. We're heading into July, so that means it's time for more fresh fragrances, more citrusy type of scents, and that's what we're talking about today. I've got a nice big variety of fragrances here. Some of these are more well known, some of these are under the radar, some of these are really cheap, some of these are a little more expensive as far as designer fragrances go, but we've got pretty much everything covered here. So let's go ahead and jump into this and talk about some killer citrusy fresh scents. Let's go ahead and kick things off with Mercedes-Benz Cologne. This fragrance has been really sought after. It got hyped and then it sold out everywhere, and it is one of those fragrances that's always in stock and out of stock. I've talked about this before on the channel a bunch of different times. Mercedes-Benz Cologne, when is it gonna be in stock? Yeah, who knows? As of this video it is, but if you're watching this a month from now, it might not be. So why does it always sell out at discounters? Because it smells so good, frankly. It does smell similar to another fragrance, which is Dior Homme Cologne, but I mean, smelling similar to Dior Homme Cologne is not a bad thing. Citrus-wise, this one has grapefruit, Brazilian orange, and mandarin orange, along with some lemon verbena and musk, among other notes. The performance is not great, but that happens all the time with citrusy fresh scents because they're really made to be uplifting and brisk and fresh. And just put you in a better frame of mind and kind of cool you down a little bit, at least mentally. So Mercedes-Benz Cologne does get a bit of a pass for not having amazing performance. With this being a fragrance that's similar to Dior Homme Cologne, there are other alternatives to it. If you wanted to go cheaper than this one, for example, you could get Jimmy Choo Man Ice, and it's gonna get you a similar style, but for less money. Then of course, you could go with just Dior Homme Cologne, or you could go with Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne. So there's a few different fragrances out there that are gonna get you a similar style. But for this video, we're going with Mercedes-Benz Cologne. Fantastic, smells absolutely amazing. Icy, refreshing citrus is what you're gonna get here. And I'm gonna have links to each one of these fragrances in the description below at discounters where you can find them for the best price. Next up, let's go with this compliment beast, FRAICHE from Yves Saint Laurent. It's got ginger, geranium, mint, and cedar, and the citrus that you're gonna get here is lemon. Fragrance idea here is pretty simple. Take the Y DNA, more specifically Y Eau de Toilette, and make it fresher. I mean, that's what it is. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Like Y Eau de Toilette, this one makes a fantastic office fragrance as well as just general wear, basically any occasion, because that's one of the things that Y Eau de Toilette and also Y Eau de Parfum really excel at, being fragrances you can wear anywhere, anytime. It does have a good amount of sophistication to it as well. Even though it's got some sweetness in here, it doesn't come across like an overly bubblegummy, in your face, 16-year-old type of scent, or scent for 16-year-olds. Not that there's anything wrong with being a 16-year-old. Shout out to you guys out there. FRAICHE, fantastic scent if you're looking for something that's going to cover pretty much all your bases and be a big compliment puller as well. Now, if you want something with a little bit more class and maturity, go with this Bottega Veneta ILLUSIONE. This one has cedar and vetiver, and in terms of citrus, we've got lemon and bitter orange here. And the citrus here is more tart and green with kind of an herbal edge as well. This one is going to appeal more to guys middle-aged and older because it does have that herbal feel to it, that bitter feel to it, instead of an overload of sweetness. So it's going to appeal to people looking for a fragrance, like I said before, with a little more maturity to it. It's a really classy fragrance. It's grown on me a bunch since I first got it. And with this being Bottega Veneta, it's another fragrance that's sometimes hard to find at discounters, and even when you do find it, it's a little on the more expensive side. In my opinion though, absolutely worth it. It is class personified as far as citrusy summertime fragrances go. Next up, we've got a cheap one. This one, a lot of times you can find in the mid $20 range, sometimes even less. It is Azzaro Lavanzo, and this is part of their Solarissimo line. This one has passion fruit, tea, basil, spicy mint, and lemon as some of the notes in the fragrance. I think the presentation here looks great. I love the gradient. I think it's nice, classy looking. It's under the radar. Not many people know about this. Not many people wear this. The main drawback is going to be the performance once again, because it is not very good. But the way everything in this fragrance comes together is great. You get the lemon, you get that spicy mint, and it definitely is further on the spicy side than you might expect. It's not really that bubblegummy, super sweet mint that you'll find in some fragrances. You get herbal facets in this fragrance as well, all done very nicely, very fresh and green. And passion fruit, yeah, you get a little bit of it, but don't expect something overly exotic, like this big exotic fruity blast. No, it's mainly citrus, a semi-sweet citrus, and then green herbal facets that give it a nice fresh pop. Let's go with another inexpensive one. This one is 4711 Remix, and this is from 2018. So specifically the 4711 Remix 2018 edition. This one has a bunch of citrus. You've got bergamot, bitter orange, and lemon, along with neroli. And neroli can give you a citric kind of scent profile to it as well, a nice white floral citrus. Now, with this being a 4711 Remix, it is an eau de cologne concentration, hence the big bottle. This one is 150 milliliters. So basically with this fragrance, spray it on heavy. Be generous. Go ahead and hit yourself with 20 sprays, 25 sprays, doesn't matter. However many sprays you want to do, you do it. Maybe try to get some on your clothing, in your hair, whatever, if you're looking for some longevity, because it's going to be hard to come by. Maybe if you spray it enough, you'll get decent longevity. Decent? 3 to 4 hours. 4711 is not really all about that beast mode performance, though. It's an eau de cologne, like I said, so what do you expect? It will linger for a while on your skin, though, and leaves this light skin scent that's almost like a remnant or a remembrance of a clean, high-quality citric soap or something. That's the type of scent that you spray on when it's super hot outside. You just want something inexpensive and clean and uplifting. Spray that on. Like I said, go heavy. Go as heavy as you want. Now, this next fragrance does not have an official citrus note, but it's definitely fresh, and so that's why I'm including it. It's more aquatic, really. It's Alien Man Mirage. Now, this fragrance I did not really like when I first got it in, and I'm not in love with it now, but it is a solid summertime scent, and at this point it is under the radar. Nobody really is talking about this or wearing it. So there's juniper, patchouli, and mineral notes to go along with the aquatic notes in the fragrance. It has a little bit of that Alien Man DNA in it, and thankfully it's been toned down, because if it were heavily with that Alien Man DNA, it wouldn't work very well as a summer scent. It's kind of a simple fragrance, not overly complex, doesn't change a huge amount from when you first spray it on to when it dries down on your skin hours later. What it's gonna give you is what the notes say, a minerally aquatic fragrance with a good dose of sweetness. This is one of those times where the bottle really does convey how the fragrance comes across. Just a light, sweet aquatic. It's simple, but it's easy to wear, and people do seem to like it. Or at least normal people, fragrance aficionados. Maybe not so much. Wow, I really wonder what Mugler has done with the new Alien Man series. I've been waiting a while for this Alien Man, I've got to say. And, what is this trash? Oh, aquatic. Oh, sweetness. Oh, God, no. Yeah. I think it probably went something like that. So even though there's not officially any citrus in here, it's aquatic, it's easy to wear, it's sweet, people like it. Summertime, easy reach, under the radar, it's all those things. And if memory serves, it's actually going for a decent price nowadays at discounters because of the lack of hype that the Alien Man line has gotten. So it's a decent buy now too. At full retail, it's not. At full retail, it's a crappy buy. Don't do that. But at discounters, you know, for half price or less than half of what retail is, solid. So I'm gonna hop from there to another fragrance that does not officially have citrus in the notes. These are the only two, and they kind of fit together in a way. This one is Le Male in the Navy. So this is another fragrance with mint notes. This one also has a bit of sweetness in it, just like Alien Man Mirage, but it does it in a different way. So this one has mint and vanilla, along with ambergris, which is ambroxan. So it's gonna give you a sweet, minty opening, aquatic the whole way through, and this is aquatic done once again, like I said before, in a sweeter type of way, with ambroxan laying a base for the scent the whole way through. It smells very pleasant. The ambroxan is not, metallic and in your face like in Dior Sauvage. It's pretty mellow here. It's smooth. It's one of those Le Male flankers that came out, didn't get a huge amount of hype, and it's gonna just kind of ride off into the sunset essentially. Maybe some people will go, oh yeah, Le Mans in the Navy, that one was pretty good, but for the most part it seems to be a fragrance that's gonna come and go without a huge amount of fanfare. All that being said, it's a fragrance that I've always liked. When I first got this one in, I thought it was solid and it grew on me, and I actually wore it a bunch last summer. So, Le Mans in the Navy, you're looking for a sweet, appealing aquatic scent, check it out. Okay, this next one has 2 fragrances, but for a pretty good reason. So the one that I'm gonna highlight the most here is Zegna Italian Bergamot, but then there's also, from the same house, Acqua di Bergamoto. So here's the reason. This is basically the expensive version of this. If you don't want to spend too much money, because this one is fairly expensive, then you can go with this one, and it's gonna get you pretty close, right in the same range. It's the same general idea behind the scent, but it's gonna cost you a lot less. Now, as far as quality of ingredients, Italian Bergamot is higher. As far as performance, Italian Bergamot is better. As far as the overall fragrance, Italian Bergamot is better. But it's also 4 to 5 times the cost of this. So it's up to you as to what is more important. If it's just overall performance and quality of fragrance, get Italian Bergamot. If you don't want to spend that much money, get Acqua di Bergamoto. So Italian Bergamot, it's got neroli, vetiver, rosemary, and of course, bergamot as some of the notes in the fragrance. And when you first spray it on, you actually get a solid dose of neroli with that bergamot. It's not just bergamot right away, and then that's the main thing. All these other notes are right in there with it. So all those notes kind of swirl together, and it makes this fragrance very fresh, clean, slightly soapy as well, and easy to wear in pretty much any situation in the summertime. So Italian Bergamot, Acqua di Bergamoto, either one, both are gonna get you a fantastic bergamot scent. It's just Italian Bergamot has a little bit more going on, and the neroli especially is really prominent in that one in the opening and first part of the mid. Next up, Versace Man O' Fraiche. Starfruit and woods, along with lemon and bergamot, some of the notes in the fragrance, and this one actually smells suspiciously similar to Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue. For women. Yeah, it's pretty close. it's awfully close, in fact. So if you're familiar with Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue for women, you know that a lot of guys wear that fragrance, and really it does come across more unisex than anything. But if you want a version of that fragrance, or a fragrance similar to that one that is marketed toward men, then you would go with this one, Man O' Fraiche. It has a clean woody base that you can pick up on pretty much as soon as you spray the fragrance on your skin. And then of course you have the lemon and bergamot with that starfruit giving it a slight exotic tinge to the citrus opening. The fragrance is great. It's kind of a vacation scent for me. It's the type of fragrance that I would wear when I'm just out and about at the beach or something like that. Man O' Fraiche is the fragrance that I think of by Versace when I think of just lazy day summertime scents. Some people might think of Versace Pour Homme, but for me, Man O' Fraiche. All right, final fragrance, Hugo Reversed. This has rosemary, vetiver, grapefruit, and bergamot as some of the notes in the fragrance. And this one you can find at discounters for a pretty good price. The fragrance itself is simple. There's not a whole heck of a lot going on here. It doesn't smell super realistic or anything like that. You don't spray it on and go like, wow, that bergamot's so awesome, man. So natural, dude. I don't know which fragrance people talk like that, but there's gotta be somebody. This one's going to appeal more to younger guys looking for just a simple and clean citrusy scent. You know, something that's easy to wear when you jump out of the shower before you go about your day. There's also a decent amount of people that found it similar to Roger Parfum's Elysium Parfum Cologne. I myself don't find a huge similarity between this and Elysium, but I know a lot of people do. So if you're one of those people that does get a similarity between this and Elysium, it could make for a great kind of inexpensive way to get your Elysium kick in just without actually wearing Elysium. It's office safe, it's an easy wear, great casual scent during the summer. It doesn't really blow me away, but for the price, I know that a bunch of guys out there would absolutely love it. So Hugo Reversed, gonna wrap this list up of 10 citrusy, fresh fragrances for summertime. So there we go, got some under the radar fragrances, some cheap fragrances, some more expensive fragrances, just a whole bunch of stuff. All right guys, that's gonna do it for me. As always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all your support. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.